Given the gradient of a straight line and the coordinates of one point through which this straight line passed, it is sufficient enough for us to use this information and determine the equation of such straight line. Here on the board, I have this problem on coordinate geometry, and we are required to find the equation of a straight line. This line passed through the point 1, -5, and the gradient of the line, as you can see, is 3/4. How do we obtain the equation of the straight line? It's a simple one. First, you should have in mind the formula for obtaining the equation of a straight line where the coordinate of one point is given and the gradient of this line is also given. And the equation is y minus y1 equal to m, open bracket, x minus x1, close your brackets. M is the gradient of that line, which in the problem here it is 3/4. Then x1 and y1 are the coordinates of the given point through which the line passed. So we're going to use this information to determine the equation of this straight line we have here on the board. The formula is, so we're going to substitute into this equation. From the problem given to us, x1, which is this coordinate, is 1, and then y1, which is this coordinate, is -5. So we know y1 -5, we know x1. Then gradient m, which is also slope, is that okay, is 3/4. So let us fix these values and see. y1 is -5 from the problem, then equal to gradient is 3/4, then open bracket x minus x1 is 1. So at this point, we are going to simplify this equation, and then looking at the options, we need to move everything to the left hand side and then equate it to 0. That is what we are going to do at this point. Now, looking at this equation, someone may decide to say, okay, let me open up this bracket with this 3/4. In that case, you have 3x divided by 4 minus 3 divided by 4 if this 3/4 multiplies -1. And then from there, you do other work you want to do. But I always advise students, whenever you have fractions in an equation, the best approach to deal with it is clearing your fraction using the LCM of the denominator to multiply each of the numerators. Is that okay? And then as you're multiplying, watch any of the numerator that has a denominator, definitely that denominator can be reduced in that case because you are using the LCM of the whole term to clear the fraction. So this is what we are going to do here. I won't open up the bracket with 3/4. The LCM of all these terms we have here, this is y/1 minus 5/1. This is 4. That is over 4. And you know this over 4 and this 3 is affecting this x minus 1 in bracket. It belongs to both of them. So clearing fraction, I'm going to use the LCM 4 to multiply each of the numerator. Let's go. 4 times y will give us 4y. Now take a look at this. Before I use this 4 to multiply this 5. Minus times minus will give us plus. So this becomes plus. And then 4 times 5 will give us 20. Remember, each of this is over 1. That is why I'm not bothering myself to reduce anything there. Let us come to this. Use that LCM 4 to multiply this 3 on top. Please don't go and say that it's going to be 12/4. That will stress you more. If you're using this LCM 4 to multiply this 3, take note that you have a denominator here. That's what I told you earlier. You have to check any of them that has a denominator, it can reduce. Actually, here I considered the denominator, but when this 4 multiplied this y, we have 4y over 1. A number divided by 1 is that same number. Is that okay? That is why it didn't affect it here. In this case, 4 times this 3. That 4 will divide this 4. So they go off. Are you getting me right? And we will be left with 3. Is that okay? Now that 3 is what we open up this bracket. And so I'm going to do it once. 3 times x will give us 3x. Then minus 3 times 1 will give us 3. Good. At this point, we're going to move all the terms on the right hand side to the left and equate to 0. Doing that, we have 4y. Now we have plus 20. And then 3x is crossing. It becomes minus 3x. Minus 3 is crossing, so it becomes plus 3. Equate all the terms to 0. Now working on like terms, okay? You'll notice that we'll have 4y minus 3. 4y minus 3x. Okay? And then 20 plus 3 will give us plus 23 equal to 0. This is supposedly our answer. But whatever you are solving, since you have options provided for you, you need to work towards the option. In our options here, there is none of them that has 3x to the minus as we have it here. Are you following, right? I think all the 3x we have here are all positive. So we need to remove this negative 3x. And how do we achieve that? Multiply each of these terms by minus 1. Let us do that. If I multiply this 4y by minus 1 to become minus 4y, multiply this minus 3x by minus 1, it will become plus 3x. Multiply this plus 23 by minus 1, it will change to minus 23 equal to 0. And then following this, I would like 3x to come first. So we have 3x, this is the same as plus 3x, minus 4y will follow, and then minus 23 will follow, equal to 0. And of course, this becomes the equation of this line that we are asked to find. The correct option from what we have here, 3x minus 4y minus 23, is option B.